How to generate an imposter for the dynamic stacked unit in Unreal Engine. After we merge the skeletons and the meshes into one, we have now a 4x4 unit. This will be useful later on to make the dynamic stacked unit technique that will save a ton in performance. You may want to check my previous tutorial on how to merge skeletons in Unreal and keep the animations, link in the description. Before exporting, make sure everything is working properly. That there are no bones with the same name and that you have only one material and one texture that is being used by all the units. Note, if all the units use the same material, you can simply delete the copies. All units will default to using the same material. With that out of the way, let's export our unit. With the armature and mesh selected, make sure you uncheck the Add Green Leafy Bones. Now import the file to Unreal. Check if the animations are working. I will now fix the material metallic roughness and normals. Much better now. Now we will extract a static mesh from the animation so we can make an imposter from it. Select the animation and get the frame you want, then click Make Static Mesh. Make sure you have enabled the Imposter Baker plugin. These are previous units I made. Ignore them. Now grab the static mesh we just created and place it center next to the center of the imposter plane. Imposters don't render the metallic properly. So we need to fix this. There is a workaround, credit to Bearded Cat Dad. Basically you add a lerp of white color and then you darken it a little by multiplying it with dark gray. Your millage may vary. I will use this material and just replace the textures to speed up the process. Just make sure whatever you do with your material, you have the make material attributes, and then the imposter capture switch. Without Bearded Cat Dad fix, the imposter material would look without any reflection at all, just a bland white material. But with it we will have a slight reflection that will improve things a little. Now we can finally bake it. Select the eyedrop icon. To get the static mesh, you may check the cameras around, withdraw debug spheres. Then press clear RTs, then render frames, the create static mesh. This generated only a preview of our imposter. We need to go on the procedural mesh of the preview and yet again create a static mesh. Avoid saving at this point because it may crash. After we created a static mesh, we have now a plain static mesh that is the mesh used by the impostor. And also a material with two textures. These need to be saved. And the plain static mesh needs to be exported and re-import into the project. Reopen the project and re-import the impostor plain static mesh. You can see the impostor is just a plane with nothing. But after we apply its corresponding materials, it will gain its proper form. See? Isn't that awesome? We have now something that looks like 16 soldiers from far away for the price and performance of just one plane. Additionally, you can play around with the WPO, World Position Offset, to give it a small animated effect that from far away will help making it more believable. This is the effect we will end up with when we merge the original static mesh with the impostor. We will then convert the original skeletal mesh to a vertex animated texture so that it becomes cheaper in performance. But this will be for the next tutorial. You can see our impostor is flickering. This has two possible solutions. Fixing the Z fighting by changing overlapping coordinates of other meshes, if that's the case. Or sometimes easier, just increasing the bounds. This was a unit I worked on previously. Later I will show how to merge the impostor and the vertex animated texture in the LODs. If this tutorial was helpful to you, give a like and subscribe. Thank you.